Well, here we are at Motorcycle Live, Birmingham. Lots of bikes. Lots of new bikes. Lots of stuff. Lots of old bikes. Lots of electric bikes. Lots of really lovely old bikes. Richard, what do you think the chances of you leaving here without buying a bike are?
Or certainly buying something.
Oh dear. We've come to the shop, but we didn't mean to.
Little electric scooter.
Oh dear, really?
Yeah.
What do you want one of those for?
The trouble is they're too slow.
That's not slow, they're the zero.
No, that's not a scooter.
No, well, who cares?
Let's go and look at the scooters.
Well, what do you think would be the busiest stand in the building? It's probably BMW. Just got to find Richard now. There he is. Richard! That's a big stand, and they've got a dirt bit in the middle. The new GS. Wonder what time that kicks off. Look at that, just lent against the side. Make life a ride. Life is a ride.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Make Life a Ride Arena at Motorcycle Live 2023. We're really lucky. We've got 3 of these brand new R1300 GSs, 4 of them in fact, lost count. 4 of these 1300 GSs put through their paces. Then coming up with a little bit of a technical presentation, we'll talk through some of the new features of the bike, try and show off some of those technological highlights in the arena here, and then finish off with a skids and jumps and a bit of power voice. So we're going to kick off with a nice video up on the big screen, showing the GS and some incredible riding environments.
It's got that one working on electric, that's good.
GS is and always has been a real good bike balance between on and off-road. And what BMW's done with the new model is they've tried to broaden its appeal. They've tried to improve some of the practical riding, include some of the day-to-day stuff of the riding. Make it better at burnouts, that was on the list as well. Thank you, Neil. And then, yeah, increase the sports end of the bike as well, so it's got a little bit more capability. Then to show off the bike and some of the things it can do, we've got 2 of the riders from the off-road school down in South Wales, where you can go and ride off-road on a 1300 GS next year. We'll have a massive round of applause for our 2 riders, Ben Harvey and Neil Hawker.
Good morning everyone. So yeah, there's been a massive hype about these bikes, and we got our hands on them on Friday morning and we were so excited. We don't bring them around here in first gear, but already everything feels so familiar. We've ridden hours and hours and hours on the previous generations of GS, but this one we're excited to really start playing around on, and yeah, showing you what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, Neil, will you stop interrupting?
Sorry, carry on.
Honestly, it's like a pair of children buzzing around the arena. Give me a minute. So, I've had the luck to be able to ride this thing quite a bit more than these 2. A lot of miles on and off-road on it. And the first thing I'm going to say is it's still a GS. You know, I've spent hours and hours and hours riding all generations of GS and still feels familiar. But there's so much that's changed. The more you ride it, the more improvements you notice. So first up, one of the things that I really to do is to make the bike physically smaller, slim it down, slim the body bar down, make it more accessible, easier to ride. They've also trimmed a lot of weight, so if you're clumsy like Ben here, keeps dropping the bike every show, it's actually a lot easier to pick up than the old bike. So 9 kilos, well, it's between 8 and 12 kilos lighter depending on the spec you go for compared to the old model. Ben, is it light enough to pick up one-handed?
Maybe not this time, right?
A bit early for that, is it? Go on, give it a go. Oh, give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We've been bullying him, making it. There is Neil's the older one of the two. He doesn't want to do it now. He just does a nice balancing act down here. Now, if you want to come in and have a go at picking one of these up, feeling the weight for yourself, doing some of the light handling exercises Neil's showing there, come and see us at the end of the show. Come and sign on with Patrick, who's hiding over there behind the race bike. Come and sign on, we'll get you in, you can do some of the moves. You can also try out the feature I'm going to talk about next. Now, one thing people quite often worry about with adventure bikes is being able to get their feet to the floor. Previously, BMW has offered a low chassis bike, which gives you better ground access, a little bit more confidence, but you take a small compromise on ride height and on handling to get there. This new model has an adaptive ride height system, so as you ride along in road mode, as you slow down, the bike will lower itself down 30 millimeters, 30 mm lower to the floor, giving it a lower centre of gravity, making it easier to manoeuvre, and also getting your feet to the floor easier. And as you ride away, the bike lifts itself back up 30 mm, and you get all the handling benefits that come with a higher centre of gravity, and obviously more ground clearance off-road. Neil's going to do it in front of the camera, so you should be able to see it on the big screens up there. Ben's going to do it up on the top for us.
So yeah, we're doing it manually here. So down, the back goes down first, then the front, and then cue stick, we're up, down, up.
And one of the weird side effects of this is you can actually now get your knee down stationary. It's Neil's new party trick. I bet he couldn't get his knee down in the arena. And he's proved me wrong. Neil, show us your party trick.
It's early morning. We hear all the time people saying, oh, the bikes are too big, I'm too short. Well actually, in low mode, there's an even lower seat as well. As long as you've got one thing on the floor and one thing on the bike, it doesn't matter, you can be knee-high to a grasshopper. It takes away those excuses.
Completely useless car park here, but we do like seeing it. As the boys start riding around, one of the other really impressive features of this bike is the new active spring release system. Now, the GS has had an active preload. The GS has had an active preload system for a good number of years now, which is where when you put hangers on, load up with luggage, the bike will reset its rear shock so you're sat at the same level. Now, on top of that, the bike now has an active spring brake. So there's a second spring inside the shock canister on the bike. So when you set it up in soft mode for touring, comfort, the bike's nice and compliant, it's softly sprung, gives you a nice ride. Also on slippery surfaces, that soft spring brake gives you a bit more feel, a bit more grip, a bit more confidence. And then when you change up into the dynamic riding modes or you start riding more aggressively, the bike activates the second spring, so it gives the bike a stiffer spring rate, which makes everything a little bit more taut, a little bit more sporty. So when you're riding faster, riding harder, or doing big jumps off-road, the bike stiffens itself up so that you get a different character from the bike, all built into the standard package. Now you notice the guys have just swapped onto two other bikes here. If you watch them as they go around, these are significantly higher. It's again another step up from what they've done with the GS. They've tried to extend its abilities, make it more capable of absolute nonsense like that.
I just saw that in the corner of my eye.
I think we've got a height limit in the arena, you're going to have to be careful. They've also got a really strong subguard, which is good when you don't need to let it deal. Now, this bike, so these two bikes have got the sports suspension package. Again, unlike the old sports suspension, it's a different adaptation of the adventure suspension. This is a bespoke package that suits the bike, higher resistance, you get more travel, but as well as benefiting when you're doing off-road stuff, it makes the bike more agile, more nimble on the road, so it gives the whole bike a more sporty appeal. So if you're looking for a GS at the sportier end of the spectrum, the sports suspension is definitely one to go for. Now, you didn't get as high as Ben Hill, sorry, it's got your meter there, it's carrying a bit more weight. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the rider range. This bike has a full option with traction control, ride modes, lead sensitive ABS, lead sensitive traction control. Neil, one of your favourite subjects, traction control. Can you talk us through on this one?
This bike has a number system, that traction control is so good. So on a wet, wintry road, single track, with leaves on the floor, I'm an Enduro Pro now. Now, I'm going to turn the traction control on, and I'm going to be as hard-fisted as I like, no finesse. I'm just out the corner and put the throttle to the start, halfway around the corner. And what it does is it allows you to go in the direction you want to go. It will step out a little bit, but that may be gravel from the ground, but it's really, oh, it's fantastic. It's a bit gravelly. It still pushes you along fast enough that I wouldn't want to be out of traction control. Let me turn it off now and do the same. Well, I'm not good at it because I'll be scared. So if I went to the stop now, yeah, that was half throttle, that was quarter of a throttle.
It does give you the option of rolling where it has. So obviously the actual traction control system, having that enduro traction control that keeps the bike driving while controlling the traction, it doesn't just cut the power, it sort of drops it back and lets the bike find traction. When you're riding off-road, even on an adventure ride, you want to get up a lot of hills. Crikey! Did you have for breakfast this morning, Ben?
Or what did you not do last night?
I don't know what we met in yesterday, but it seems to have taken effect this morning. So, probably more relevant on road rider is the ABS system. Can I have a show of hands? Anyone been out on their bikes on the road in the last week or so? There are a few people. Greasy and slippery at the moment, isn't it? It's that time of year again. Everyone's doing this service. So, the ABS system on these model bikes is phenomenal. The GS one is particularly good. It doesn't just, your ABS has two jobs to do. The first job is to stop you crashing when you hit the brake. That's important. The second job of ABS, shield. So I've got your back, I've got this. Without hitting me, please.
Okay, so jam on the front brake, no finesse. I mean, even the bike needs something exact, but its hazards on to let Ben know there was something up behind me.
That's not a pleasant way to start the day when the GS coming towards you with its hazards on. Go on, Ben, you'll go.
Trust me, Chris.
Not this morning, no, but I think the bike's gone. Right, that's quite enough of that. Very good. So, super effective ABS. We've always seen it in the Enduro Pro mode, which turns the ABS off on the rear. Obviously, a 10-mile road dynamic approach with all types of service. Oh, that was control there. Now, the two bikes we're showing off here are the trophy edition bikes. They're obviously the more sporty end of the spectrum. There's such a range available in the new 1300. So these ones are designed as a more sporty rider, more off-road orientated rider. On the wall over there we've got Tramontana, which is the touring end of the spectrum, which is the triple black as well. So I will say, if you do fancy a test ride on one, grab one of our event team that are around the stand with the iPads. Make sure you book in to get the right bike for you, and also make sure you have a fiddle with the settings, fiddle with the traction control, fiddle with the ABS. Because there's such a big difference between each of the modes on this bike, you really have to try all of them once. Now to finish off with, I think we need to address the elephant in the room, which is the giant gap in the middle of the arena. Anyone want to see Neil and Ben jump over the road gap? Yeah? Anyone on this side, do you want to see him jump the road gap? Hey, we are away, good. Right, Neil, Ben, over to you, you get the difficult part. A nice big jump and then fairly good emergency stop, just take a step back. Please ignore the tyre marks on the wall, they've got something completely different to do with us. Let's have a go then, Neil.
Definitely have no right doing all this stuff so well. It's, yeah, it's a testament to how good they are at the moment. So, we're going to gap jump in the morning, start the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Neil Walker. The Canyon Gap. I'm a little bit nervous for Ben, he's been a bit excited this morning. Ben, remember you've got to stop at the other end, okay? Let's have one for Ben as well.
Have a courage stop, Chris.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't park there, Neil. Ladies and gentlemen, the Daredevil Stunt team on the GSs. Thank you ever so much for watching the show. I hope you can join in. Come and see us at the Have a fantastic day at the show. We'll see you next time. Bye. Shield. So I've got your back. I've got this. Without hitting me, please.
Okay, so jam on the front brake. No finesse. I mean, even the bike needs something exact, but its hazards on to let Ben know there was something up behind me.
That's not a pleasant way to start the day when the GS coming towards you with its hazards on. Go on, Ben, you'll go.
Trust me, Chris.
Not this morning, no, but I think the bike's good. Right, that's quite enough of that. Very good. So, super effective ABS. We've always seen it in the Enduro promo, which turns the ABS off on the rear wheel. Obviously, a 10-mile road aerodynamic approach to all types of service. Oh, no one control baby. Now, the two bikes we're showing off here are the trophy edition bikes. They're obviously the more sporty end of the spectrum. There's such a range available in the new 1300. So these ones are designed as a more sporty rider, more off-road orientated rider. On the wall over there we've got Tramontana, which is the touring end of the spectrum, which is the triple black as well. So I will say, if you do fancy a test ride on one, grab one of our event team that are around the stand with the iPads. Make sure you book in to get the right bike for you, and also make sure you have a fiddle with the settings, fiddle with the traction control, fiddle with the ABS. Because there's such a big difference between each of the modes on this bike, you really have to try all of them to understand it fully. Now to finish off with, I think we need to address the elephant in the room, which is the giant gap in the middle of the arena. Does anyone want to see Neil and Ben jump over the road gap? Yeah? Anyone on this side, do you want to see him jump the road gap? Hey, we are away, good. Right, Neil, Ben, over to you, you get the difficult part. A nice big jump and then fairly good emergency stop, just take a step back. Please ignore the tyre marks on the wall, they've got something completely different to do with us. Let's have a go then, Neil.
Definitely have no right doing all this stuff so well. So, yeah, it's a testament to how good they are at the moment. So, we're going to gap jump for the morning, start the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Neil Walker. The Canyon Gap. I'm a little bit nervous for Ben, he's been a bit excited this morning. Ben, remember you've got to stop at the other end, okay? Let's have one for Ben as well.
Have the courage to stop, Chris.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't park there, Neil. Ladies and gentlemen, the Daredevil Stunt team on the GSs. Thank you ever so much for watching the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. Come and see us at the Have a fantastic day at the show. We'll see you next time. Bye.
When early in my career, I once worked with this chap, Californian guy, and he said if you design anything small and take it to a trade show and nobody tries to nick it, don't make it because nobody wants.
Let's go. You got the key? Can I leave my can of Coke there? Oh, I throw it away. Have you got a bin?
Yeah.
Right, this is a D1000 Hiplock. Is it D1000X? XD1000, DX1000. Very interesting new lock. Richard's determined to prove that it won't fit on the new GS. You can't cut through this lock with an angle grinder. It needs 5 blades to get through an angle grinder. Guy from Hiplock is wandering us over to the new GS, which Richard's ordered, to see if it fits. Richard's getting sidetracked. That'll do. Perfect.
So if you see like the arm that I showed you, so this bike we used in the video, so you can actually obviously you can have the arm coming off there as well if you want it. So you've got plenty of space.
What about if you can't put it obviously through it?
That's Richard to find a position that it won't fit in.
Yeah.
Well, you can put it through a stanchion, you can put it on a frame. Obviously, like, so say for example the arms are wall mounted, you put it to the frame, but of course you just, from a, security is all about levels, so technically, obviously if they take a wheel off, they've got to make it, they've got to lift the bike into the next level.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. So there's now a D-lock by Hiplock that you can't cut off. DX1000, £250 on Kickstarter today. Next week it'll be £350-ish, maybe, not sure about that. Direct with Hiplock. Richard's still trying to prove it won't work. giving the guy all kinds of options. But you're not cutting through that. That is for sure. What is the one? Richard's had a great idea. We're off to Jatti to see how young the people are on the stand, as opposed to the old gits on the BMW stand. What do you think?
They're as young as me.
As long as you, yeah. Well, from where I'm standing, it's not the Jatti stand, is it? That's the gas stand. There it is. What do you think so far, Richard?
It's quite big, a lot of bikes.
I think we should buy a little scooter like that to pop down to Henley on.
Oh no, not one of them.
So let's see what the age gap is here. Not a lot. They're all old.
No, they are.
They're all old like us.
Yeah.
I think we got the wrong stand again. It's this one. Here we go. Let's check the age group. No, they're all old. Let's have a wander. One thing about the Italians is they do build a beautiful bike. Do they stand the test of time? As in, will they get you to your destination? In my experience, the answer is no, but I'm going to get slated for that, so... Oh well, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You had a Jatti, didn't you?
Yeah, 916.
How long did you have it for?
Year 2000 I think it was.
How long did you have it for?
24 hours.
What happened to it?
Crashed it.
Would you have another one?
I rebuilt it though.
Did you?
Sold it to my brother.
And that's sat in
Racing parts on it.
and that's sat in a barn for how many years?
He's just sold it.
It's sat in a barn for 20 years.
20 years.
So 24 hours yours lasted, yeah?
Yeah, but I rebuilt it and took it on the racetrack and...
Oh well. You've got the Italian flag on the chain. Like I said, pretty but dumb. Just found a bargain, normally 400 quid down to 99 quid. He is on it like a rat up a drain pipe. Oh, he's trying it on. What you found, Richard?
Good discount is what I found for my motorbike training jacket, not for my personal home use.
You told your insurance company you're a motorbike trainer. That'll fit you. We're in the middle of the show, and Richard's decided to strip off and try on trousers. He couldn't be bothered to go to the changing rooms. Richard, you need to go blue before you go brown. I think the girl's embarrassed. He doesn't really care. I think they're a bit long.
Well, that's the problem.
Oh, here we go again. Yes, it's a full show. There's people wandering around, and he really doesn't care. I suppose they're all guys. They don't care either.
From the organisers, that's why we have to have changing rooms.
Well, tell him, man.
It's your name, not mine.
It's your show, not mine.
Not my show, it's my boss's show, mate. I don't give a fuck if we get trouble.
He's in trouble. I'm gonna run off. You tell him, not me. Oh dear.
He said he don't care either, mate.
He doesn't care.
Hey, nobody cares, mate. Do you know in this woke world that we're living in, it only takes one woman to say after the fence about, and then.
Well, he's wearing his pants. He's not got his danglies out, has he? No, I don't. Madness. You're causing offence. Put your clothes back on.
The trouble is, if we can't get trousers to go with it, it's kind of useless, yeah?
You're oblivious to all the aggro you're causing, aren't you?